Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, do we have opening credits? No, we don't.
I just love clobbering time.
And then we'll do this.
It's clobbering time.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that. Had a bit of a mix-up here. Couldn't find what I wanted to play. Just what I needed it. It was there the other day. Now it's gone. I don't understand. Anyway, welcome, my dear friends, to Clobberin Times. Wildcard Wednesday night. It's CT 676 on YouTube, 1,376 overall. And hey. Welcome, clobberers, clobberanimos, clobberooskies, clobberettes, clobberoids, and to everyone else. The secret is to bang the rocks together, guys, and get off to a rocky start. But we're here. We're here to start off November, to start off the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who celebration. For 4 Wednesdays straight, I'll be celebrating Doctor Who. Tonight, we're just going to do the basics. Just talk, basically chat about Doctor Who and just all things Doc Who. You know, what are your favorites if you're a Doctor Who fan and all this other kind of stuff. How I got started, how you got started, just different stuff. But before we do that, we'll do a couple of show notes and shout outs, shall we? Tomorrow night, the clubhouse will be in session. Number 1. And the great Mark D with a C will be joining me. The chief engineers will be, as always, reviewing the Tales of Tomorrow, a Blake 7 episode, and a Star Trek The Early Voyages comic book, and much, much more. Maybe we'll talk a little more about Doctor Who then, too. And, of course, Thursday nights, we'll be hanging out with the great Tom Connors, those good buddies over there, 7 p.m. I say 6 p.m. Well, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. And then 7 Eastern, 6 Central on Friday night. Hanging with my great buddy J-Man and Sean, doing our reviews of Jack Kirby's Fourth World. We were having a whole bunch of fun doing that. And I don't know if Nick's having a show or not. I have to check with him. But if he is, it's Friday Night Comic Shop Talk with 8:30 Central with Nicholas and the gang. And then Saturday night Star Trek. We'll be here, of course, with 4 more episodes of Star Trek Voyager Season 3 with number 1, 9 p.m. Central, same Clobby channel, same Trek time, same Clobby channel. Can't say anything right tonight, jeez. Sunday night will be on the geekery there with the great Mark D with the Seal on his great channel, 10 p.m. Eastern. And there'll probably be some eatery at the geekery. We will see. And then back here, actually back at Jay's channel on Monday to continue our Legion of Superheroes reviews, of course. And then Monday night, back with the comics. We start all over again with Mark C. Comics Talk. Maybe we'll talk about some Doctor Who comic books. We'll see. So let's see who's here with us tonight. First, we'll do our shout-outs for our great wrenches. whether they're here or not, they get the shout out the great Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher, Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrencher, the Great White North. Thank you so much for what you do, buddy. Appreciate you. The great D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches, and a shout out to his wonderful better half, Lady Thoth. Avon lives, long live the Legion. My great buddy, J-Man, who is, of course, my partner in crime on Earth B, and fellow Legionnaire extraordinaire, reviewer of that in Kirby's Fourth World and his great channel, Stephen Cal L. Buddy. Maddie's Daddy, Wheeler of Lynchbionia, Fanty Outsidery, Hungry Boy, and the great Max of Lidstone. Let me see who is here in the chat with me tonight. Looks like we've got a good gang already. FKHC 2005. All right, buddy. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. Shooter. Good to see you, Shooter. All right, buddy. Could not be reached for further comment. Doctor Who. Hey, Doctor Who. I was going to play that. We would get in trouble, though. Keely Chow. Roll that tide, Keely. Suzanne Eckstein. Well, hello there, Susan. Good to see you. And Penny, another lady. With some nice ladies here tonight. Penny, good to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. I saw you over there at Loki's. World Made of Cardboard. Long time no see. Kimasabi, good to see you. Brogu from hometown. What's up, my friend? Let's see. Up in here. Guagdar. What's up, brother? Well, I hear you said Doctor Who was the best show to grow up watching. Yes, it was. It was greatness. Let's see. And so far, that's everybody, but anyone else who pops in shall be shouted out accordingly. I don't know. Do we have any Doctor Who fans here other than World Made of Cardboard? Anyone else here a Doctor Who fan? Personally, I love it. Well, the real deal. I just I fell in love with the show at a fairly, so what was it? It was around 1981-ish, one-ish or two, somewhere up in there. Your wife is a big Doctor Who fan. Oh, cool. World Made of Cardboard. We're good to hear you. I think you're from my area as well, aren't you? So, I remember, and I guess I've talked about this before. I know I have, of course. We all remember Starlog magazine. Well, Starlog actually didn't cover Doctor Who very much, but they had one of those Starlog books called, what was it called? Oh, okay. They had one of those books that was called, what was it? Oh, hello, World Without Made of Cardboard's wife. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. It was called Starlog Science Fiction Superheroes. I believe, or Superheroes, it is. Doctor, there you are. J-Man, what's up, Doctor? Hello, Doctor. Hello, Doctor. No. You may be a doctor, but I'm the doctor. The definite article, you might say. I'm going to get into all the favorite doctors and episodes and all that kind of stuff in a couple of weeks. I think in either next week or the next, I'm going to present my top 25 all-time favorite episodes of Doctor Who. Yes, I mix the first 26-year run with the later run that ends at Capaldi, even though I didn't like his era. He counts. Yes. But this book had a report, and the first picture I ever saw was a picture of Tom Baker. It was a production still with him and Santa Jane with a bunch of Daleks, of course. Wife's from New Orleans area. I'm from Hammond. Oh, okay. I'm from BR. Cortana Mall. There you go. It's not there anymore, buddy. It is gone. So, and And it was intriguing, but I didn't think a whole lot of it until I started reading a little bit more about it. And I was like, all right. It's kind of interesting, but I never thought I'd ever get to see it. And then one night I lived in this place called Denham Springs, which was outside of Baton Rouge. And I had this little bitty tiny black and white TV where I could pick up this really snowy picture of a Mississippi PBS affiliate channel called Mississippi ETV. I remember that clearly, and got to see a pretty good chunk of an episode that, of course, I would later learn is an episode a classic called Genesis of the Daleks. And it was pretty interesting. And every week I would try to catch a little bit of what I can. They were showing them on Saturday nights, if I remember right. But it wasn't all that long before I not only started working for a comic shop, but they started showing. They started showing Doctor Who regularly on our affiliate here, which is, of course, Louisiana Public Broadcasting. It was called LPB. And we'd all heard about it, and we got it serialized. So we got it on weekdays, half hour, got the cliffhangers and all that cool stuff. Starting with Robot, Tom Baker's first episode. Yes, why didn't now? Oh, good night, Jay, man. Thank you, buddy. Now, World Made of Cardboard. Didn't YS show it as movies? Hey, Larry, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Or did YS ever show it in the serialized form? Because I know they used to show the movieized versions. Yeah, but I'm not. Anyway, some places did that. Others did the serialized every weekday. Anyway, we had it on the weekdays and recorded them and watched them over and over again. Just fell in love with it. Tom Baker was just, man, he just grabs you and pulls you right in, and he's just so magnetic. I mean, he's such a great actor, and he's such a, robot. And that first episode of Robot doesn't hook you, then you're never going to like Tom Baker. If you don't get hooked on Tom Baker, like just in that first episode, wanting to see what he's going to do, because it's not the greatest of the Doctor Who episodes of the stories. It is in a sense, sort of our last unit story until, because I don't really count, Terror of the Zygons is still the last unit story, but an android invasion doesn't count. I don't count it really. D-Bud says he saw Doctor Who on KQED in San Francisco in 1976. Wow. With Robot. Yeah, first Tom Baker. Now, it is said Robot's not a John Pertwee episode. It's Tom Baker's first episode, Larry. And actually the book that's called The Giant Robot. Originally, I think the script they were going to call it The Giant Robot. So, yes, TV. Yes, I thought so. Well, I now remember correctly. Then YS showed them as movies. They chop the episodes together as movies, which I don't like that. I'm so glad we got the serialized versions here. So New Orleans got ripped off because we had it every day. But set our recorders. And there are some parts of the country, I'm told, that a few years earlier that did get some Pertwee episodes, on some of their local channels. But here, for the most part, the wide distribution was Tom Baker. He says Baker drives Bessie. Robot was written for Pertwee. I don't know if it was written for Pertwee or not, but it looked like it was written for Baker for me. The Doctor, in that case, Battlefield was written for Pertwee, even though it was a Sylvester McCoy episode, because he drives Bessie. But anyway, I hear you, Larry. Well, Pertwee is in the episode for like a split second, but you can barely see him. So that got me hooked right there with Robot. I was hooked, and we were recording it, and all of us, it was all the rage when we would come to the comic shop and talk about comics and stuff, but then we talk about the new Doctor Who episodes. We didn't even know that it was getting close to him leaving the show because, and he'd been there for so long. He was new to us. And boy, did the Doctor Who craze take off in the States. It was huge. Huge, as my boy Nick would say. And for a long time, it enjoyed some extraordinary popularity. Yep, World Made of Cardboard. YS started getting some of those Pertwee episodes before we did, and so we had friends recording them and stuff. Midnight's Oblivion, hey, says Tom Baker was also my doctor. He was a lot of people's doctor. He's my favorite, but I love all of the ones you see here. Really, I love them all. Larry, that's pretty cool. Got the Hartnell stories, eh? Right here, these are the only people who will ever play the Doctor. And I despise the Capaldi era, but I love the actor. I just hate the way he was written. He was the one on the TV that most went. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, when you talk to most, I hate to use the term normies, but you're less than hardcore fan. You'll hear a lot of people when you talk about Doctor Who before they, it came. Hey, Simply Steve. Before it came to prominence again, in the 2000s and stuff, the new show, the return show, it wasn't a reboot. It was a revival. Usually people who didn't, if they just saw it in the 80s and never really watched it again, they weren't like uber fans, but they liked it. They're going to say, oh yeah, the guy with the scarf and the curly hair, right? Boy, I had my mom have a lady make me that scarf, by the way. So Larry's, your first one was Pertwee, huh? Cool. I love Pertwee. Fang T outside. What's up, buddy? I love John Pertwee. Absolutely. He was great. Every now and then I just get mood of a different Doctor. Max Redstone. Harry Sullivan is an imbecile. Brian Hepburn. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. And you got your wife a Baker Doctor Who scarf. Yeah, my mom had a lady back in 81, right up there, 81, 82. My mom had a lady make me a 10-footer of Tom Baker scarf. And God, I wish I still had that thing. Obviously, it would be pretty bad now, but pretty right. It would look good, though. It was great. And it was huge. I mean, I remember I pissed off at when I was running the comic shop. It wasn't my own shop. It was one I ran before that in the early 80s. I remember I pissed off the local Doctor Who group. Who wants to know how I did that? Some people have no sense of humor, I guess. Look, I was I'm not as nice as I am. I wasn't as nice as I am now. I was brash, Fred Stone. Colin Baker was the Doctor of the 80s. I liked Colin Baker. But I'm a McCoy fan as well. I love McCoy. So I did. I pissed off the Doctor. There's a big Doctor Who group in town and in New Orleans as well. They were affiliated, called the Companions of Doctor Who. And they got mad at me. B. Baker specific. You're a Muslim uncle. What's up? What I did was, well, I couldn't stand Adric. Boy, as a Doctor Who fan, I miss the times where Adric was my biggest complaint about the show. Oh my God, I'd take Adric back in a heartbeat over the filthy trash they've done to this show now. RTD and Chibi, even Moffat. Shitheads. So we couldn't stand Adric, and I just had a little fun event. Yeah, the Tansy TARDIS Travelers. Yes, we were friends with her. We went to that group all the time. Oh, what was that lady's name? Yes, we went to the Tansy TARDIS Travelers all the time in Hammond. Yep, we were friends with them. So, man, why am I forgetting her name? Anyway, so I decided, because we can't stand Adric, we had when they were we knew that the last part 4 of Earthshock was going to be shown in the shop I worked at. We were one of the advertisers. We used to go to the meetings all the time. We had a lot of friends there. Been a long time. So we were advertising on, during Doctor Who. And so I decided to hold the Death of Adric party. And I announced it about a week in advance. What? Oh no, rolls eyes. Please, Clobby, rolls eyes. You didn't speak. You speak Isle. Okay, Adric. How could you, please? Well, I'm not sure I get that one. Anyway. My Death of Adric party, which we thought was harmless, we were making fun of. We put up signs that says "Goodbye, Adnoid. We won't miss you" and stuff like that. And we were all we had popcorn. We laughed. We watched it at the shop. I figured it was ill love, but I wasn't sure. Anyway, poor old Matthew Waterhouse, nice kid. He turned out to be a nice guy. So, yeah, we kind of made light of his passing and laughed their asses off when he blew up in that ship. It was a sad ending, if you like Adric anyway. We used to use Adric as a pejorative. We'd call each other Adric. Adric did make Mrs. Scream. But Matthew Waterhouse, Larry, I don't know if he's ever done cons. I've got that. I got one of those Peter Davison Blu-ray sets. There are plenty of these Blu-ray sets I want to get that they're so expensive, but I got one cheap. So I was watching the special features, and Matthew Waterhouse, was there, and he's still doing okay. Seemed like a nice enough dude. So that's cool. At the time we really hated Adric. Who knew that all these years later we would get Wesley would be so much worse? Turlough was kind of an arse too, but Vieslor Turlough was a bit of a prat as well. For the most part, I always loved the companions, especially Perry. The Red Martin, that's where, Red Dwarf and Blackadder, Red Dwarf, Blackadder, great shows. So everybody has, I think most people have a favorite Doctor, and I do too. I've actually known people who have an only Doctor, though. And what I mean by that is like people who love Tom Baker so much. I've never, that they don't really, but they would never watch any other Doctors that was happening. Now, some of them said that then when they sat down and watched them. Peter Davison got the tough end. He had the tough job of coming in after Tom Baker. Now, over there, they were used to the change. But here in the States, fans didn't. I mean, we knew about the regenerations and stuff like that, but it was still wasn't the same. People over there grew up with it. We were just getting used to it, and we knew there were guys before Tom Baker, but he was so strong here. Well, I remember a lot of people, including a lot of women, who may have liked, Tristan Farnon, the character from All Creatures Great and Small that Peter Davison played. He was popular over here, but they didn't want him. They said, "Oh my God, Tristan's the Doctor? No way." But I wasn't like that. I get accused of hating change and all that kind of stuff all the time. I only hate it when it's unnecessary and bogus. But I thought it was a fascinating idea, him changing into someone else, and I wanted to see Davison, and I love Davison, by the way, but he had the tough job. I mean, it's like coming in after a quarterback that's won 4 Super Bowls, and you're supposed to take over from that guy. Steve Young did it and only won 1 Super Bowl, but at least he got in the Hall of Fame. Well, Davison wasn't quite as popular to me, but he wasn't as good as Tom, but I loved him. So it turned out, even though Tom's my favorite, I have an order of favorite like anyone else, I still love them all. And the thing is, my favorite thing about the show was every few years he regenerates into a different being, but he's the same. Into a different form, but he's the same being inside, which I think is fantastic. That was such an extraordinary idea. That Sidney Newman had to, instead of just cast another actor that looked like William Hartnell, he's an alien. He could just change his face, change his body. That's one of the greatest concepts of all time, and of course perpetuated the show for 50 years, because this is the 60th anniversary. Well, the show's existed that long, but the show hasn't been made for me. I don't mean for me in that way. In my opinion, as far as my taste for Doctor Who has been over since the time of the Doctor special, Christmas special, which was right after Day of the Doctor. I didn't like it much, but I let that be. At least it gave an ending and closure to the character. Because after that, wow, the show went downhill. However, I still accept Pertwee as the he's really like, let's count which Doctor he is. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Except you don't have that many. By the time you get to McGann, you have 8. War Doctor really should be 9, which makes Eccleston 10. Then you got Tennant, makes Tennant 11 and 12, since he regenerated and kept us into himself once. So he's 12. That makes Smith 13, which makes Capaldi 14. And I'll watch those Tennant episodes, but my heart's not really in it that much. I never thought I'd see the day, because I still love David Tennant, even though I have a lot of problems with Russell T Davies. I never thought I would see the day when you could put David Tennant and Catherine Tate, and even Bernard Cribbins for a minute, and have what's his name, Sean Patrick Harris playing this celestial toy maker, and I can't get excited about it. Yeah, I love The Curse of the Fatal Death. Could not be reached. It was great. So there are 14 doctors really, and that's it. So, but I never thought, if you told me, hey, guess what? The 60th anniversary, David Tennant's going to come back and do 3 stories. You're going to have the Celestial Toymaker, and Donna's going to be with him, and Wilfred's going to be in an episode. I'd be like, oh, yeah, sign me up. Now, I'll watch it. Yeah, you're right, Max. It is highly academic. I don't even know how to watch it. I don't know if it's going to be on any platform that I have, and I'm not going to really go out of my freaking way to watch it, I guess. Yes, Joanna Lumley's the real 13th doctor, whatever. Oh, crap. Smith was the last doctor, except the profile of Gallifrey gifted him life energy, but they never said how many regenerations that would be. First of all, I'm tired of them cheating on regenerations like that. If they could cheat like that, for example, I love the 5 doctors, but it didn't make a lick of sense because remember at the beginning when they're offering the master this whole new regeneration, a completely new life cycle, if you will just help them find the Doctor. Well, if you can do that, that shoots to hell all of Rassilon's plan for immortality. If you could just do that all the time. Nevertheless, you never. So, what's it going to be, Time Lord? I thought you can't. They even said in Deadly Assassin, after the 13th regeneration, there is no. You're dead, basically. Not that that matters. Rowan Atkinson, yep. Rowan Atkinson's farts were a better Time Lord than Jodie, indeed. It's a shame Atkinson never got a shot at it, man. It's a shame. Oh man, Rowan Atkinson would have made it. He did make, even though it was a comedy for children in need, thingy giveaway. He was brilliant, and he should have played the Doctor. What a shame. He was perfect. Yeah. I think most people concur. World made of cardboard, but Oh, listen to Fanny. It's a shame Brian Blessed had never had a turn as the Doctor. Well, that'd be a loud doctor, dude. Who wants to live forever? I don't even yell. Yeah. But he was great. At least we still have Tom Baker. So that's 50th anniversary. I really loved it. There are people that don't like that one, I think, but I really love the 50th anniversary. And at least we went out with something really good. Let's see here. Redstone says the Deadly Assassin Invasion of Time Arc of Infinity and the 5 Doctors establish all the Gallifrey canon. Yep. Well, the Gallifrey was also shown in the War Games and the 3 Doctors, but you're right. Other than that, it's not much. There's not much Gallifrey to speak of. See, Russell T. Davies did some shit automatically out the gate that I did not like. And not a lot of people agree with this, and that's fine. Hey, no! Oh, my goodness. I almost missed you there. I wasn't looking at anything. No, oh, my goodness. It's been forever, buddy. How are you? How you doing, brother? Man, it is great to see you. Yeah, just talking little doctor here. It's kind of just a open talk about it tonight. Of course, I'm going to do each Wednesday, do something special. I'm going to do my favorite top counting episodes and stuff. Dalek 451 exterminate. Uh-oh. Well, I hope it wasn't too bad there, Dalek. Captain Infinity and beyond. What's up, dude? It's good to see you, Noah, man. It has been forever. How's Probby doing? I mean, what do you? I'm never home in the daytimes anymore. I know you. Are you still streaming as much? I never get to see anybody streaming anymore. That's cool, man. I know it's probably late where you are, Noel. Otherwise, I'd ask you to come hang out with me. But I mean, I want to. But if you're, I know you're. I don't want to put you to, put you out, but you are welcome. It's been so long. But will you be celebrating this? Well, I'll ask you later, I guess. Will you be celebrating this new stuff that's going on? I haven't really heard your take on any of it, but I was just talking about how I'm not really excited about the RTD stuff coming up. But I'll watch it, I guess. I don't even know how I can watch it. That's another thing. It's probably just going to BBC America. I don't even have that anymore. I guess. Of course, there's other ways to watch it, I guess. Well. But I'm glad you stopped in there, dude. At least it's been forever, man. I miss all my old Doctor Who friends and all those days of being home in the daytime and stuff and seeing everybody around the world broadcasting. The world made of cardboard says, as a kid, I played Doctor Who with my Star Wars and G.I. Joe figures. There you go. Did you have Doctor Who figures? Brian Blessed as Doctor to Clobberin Times, charged and Adric's alive. Yeah. Dalek says his favorite doctors are Tom Baker and David Tennant. Yeah. Love them. There's almost a similarity. They're probably the two most famous doctors. Or the most popular, I should say. Not most famous. The most popular. Could not be reached. I'm with you. I love Roger Delgado. He is my favorite master. But Anthony Ainley, I think, hey there, Adrian James. Good to see you. I thought Anthony Ainley was pretty great, though. I think Roger Pratt was it. No, was it Victor? Was it Peter Pratt was okay too? Was that Roger Pratt? Peter Pratt. But after that, the master. I didn't like John Sim. I mean, I like John Sim the actor. I hated the way he was written as the master. World made of cardboard says I made a TARDIS. I made a TARDIS out of blue poster paper, FX7. Droids were Daleks, AT-ATs drivers were Cybermen. Nice. That's excellent. Dave G Sound, what's up, buddy? Fancy. Oh, dear. Yeah, Brian Blessed would have been a great doctor. He was on one episode of Doctor Who, a weird one. Poor Perry. Oh, yeah. Delgado was the master of masters, like you say. No question about it. I love Terror of the Autons especially. I mean, I love all of his performances. Terror of the Autons is a top. I was making my, in fact, I'm getting my top 25 ready. And let's see. I got Terror of the Autons is way up my list. It's in the top 10. I love it. Okay. Noel says, I don't cover Doctor Who anymore. You rebranded. I got your RTD's treatment of fans and his comments. It was enough for me. At least still battling away on X. Yeah, I've seen that. Takes a break here and there. Most of us are done with Who now. Well, I don't blame you. I'm celebrating the good one, the good stuff. I don't. I'm reminiscing. I'm using this month as the anniversary to reminisce about the good stuff. It's over. It's dead. It's been kind of dead for me for a long time. And as I was saying, like as I said earlier, if you told me just 5-6 years ago that David Tennant was going to come back and do 3 episodes and Catherine Tate and all that stuff, and or even RTD being involved, and I would have been pretty excited. Now I'm nothing for it, and it's a shame. So, sir, I do not blame you one bit. Yeah, Dalek, Sim's master was just the Joker. He was just Heath Ledger's Joker, kind of. He was even goofier than that. It's like, that's not really the master. There was no class to the character. I hated the way they wrote him. World Without Cover says, I personally do like what they have done with the modern masters. They all seem to be variations of the Joker. Yeah, Roger Delgado was cold, calculating, and genius. He was the perfect master. Yeah. Your Muslim uncle. I've been getting into Pertwee's Doctor. Yes, well, I love him. Yeah, but that's exactly why I can't stand him. Oh, do not like. I thought you do like. I mean, you do not like. Okay, I got it. So you meant you do not like it. I got you. Yeah, because I don't like it either. I don't like anything they've done with the Master after but that beginning of that episode in, was it Utopia when why am I forgetting the name of the actor that played him before he changed into John Sim? The I Claudius guy. Everyone says that, the I Claudius guy. I can't remember the damn actor's name. Someone will remember it. But he would have been better if he'd have stayed as the Master. So, yeah, what are you gonna do? I've really been getting into Pertwee's Doctor for air of his stuff on iTunes and Blu-ray collecting on Amazon. Well, that's excellent. Derek Jacoby, I knew it. No, I didn't. Well, I knew it, but didn't. So thank you, Larry. I mean, thank you, D-Bud. Man, I'm all over the place. Thank you, Brian. And Brian Hepburn, good to see you. So he was really good, and then he turned into a goofball. And again, John Sim's a good actor. You know, like him a lot. I loved him on Life on Mars, but his doctor was just the Joker, the master Joker. So I wasn't big on him. Let me tell you something. Russell T Davies, forgetting about, even just leaving aside this crap that he's been doing, Noel touched on it, what he's been doing, the way he's treated fans and stuff. Even that aside, I like things he did when he brought it back in 2005, and there are a lot of great episodes, and I hate a lot of things he did too. It was very much a love-hate thing with me. I mean, Moffat, same deal, really. Good stuff and bad stuff. Let's see. The classic Master was a perfect foil for the Doctor. Yep. So-called new Masters are just dancer and goofy music and laugh. That's very spot on. Very well said, sir. So, things I did not like by Russell T Davies again that he did. Now I loved Rose, and I loved his Eccleston for the most part. I love his first season. I mean, his only season. Then let's see. I'm gonna start naming, but even that, okay, from get go, this crap. You know, I think in the second episode, End of the World, when he tells Rose that he doesn't, he's all by, there's no such thing, his planet's gone or whatever. That whole last son of Krypton, last son of gravity, last son of Gallifrey crap with the destruction of Gallifrey. I hate it. Hate it. Now, again, they ended up, I really liked the Day of the Doctor because we were stuck with that crap. It was so much better when he was just on the run from when those Gallifrey was out there. And he was on the run, just doing his own thing out there in the galaxy. And they let him because they knew they needed him out there, really. And, he was playing that kind of cat and mouse game with them a little bit. And that kept him from being so 21st century angsty. The Doctor, in his first 26 years of existence on television, was not angsty. He was grouchy sometimes. He, stuff like that. But he was having the time of his lives. out there being the Doctor. He couldn't, even in those years when he was stranded on Earth by the Time Lords, as John Pertwee, he couldn't stand it. He was stuck there, kept trying to leave, but he was still, a jolly Doctor. He was still, positive, and he wasn't a crybaby. But because of the narcissism of idiots like Russell T Davies, he couldn't just make it, because he did bring it back mostly like it was, but he had to add this crappy pathos to the Doctor that the Doctor of all characters does not need. His whole planet burned. Look, we've seen it done a million times. I try to forget Eric Roberts, because Eric Roberts I thought was terrible. Could not be reached. I have a lot of problems with that McGann pilot. Loads of problems with it. So, Eric Roberts. Ugh. But anyway, so I hated the last Son of Krypton, a.k.a. Gallifrey crap that they pulled. It made him such a morose crybaby. Then the puppy love shit. We had to, again, because of the modern times, and because of what kind of jackass RTD is. I'd love a Jelly Baby World without cardboard. Thank you. And thanks for being here. You got to run. Well, appreciate it. And hello to your wonderful wife. And I hope go watch some real Doctor Who. No, I don't mean K9, and you know it, D-Bud. I'm talking about Rose and Martha. Russell T Davies projected a lot, like all people of his ilk do from his ideological standpoint. And he couldn't make the Doctor. He couldn't resist adding. They see these writers like that think they're adding depth. When you add pain, the Doctor had enough pain, but he was a mystery, and all we knew is he was on the run from Gallifrey because he didn't agree with the way they just ignored the universe, and he went around and helped people, and that was that. The stupid Time War crap was garbage. I hate it. I freaking hate it. I put up with it because it was not mentioned in every episode, and then they finally just dealt with it. But they did a lot of stupid shit behind that too, because I know people love the end of time. I freaking can't stand it. It makes me sick. I hate what they did to Rassilon. That episode was moronic. The show was so histrionic. Tiger beat Doctor Who exactly could not be reached. The show was histrionic. I mean, in fact, it's almost like he sort of admitted it when he brought on Catherine Tate, when he brought on Donna, so to get us just a companion that'll run around with him and just kind of, be a friend and, punch him around and not be drooling all over him. Like, look, I love the actresses, Billie Piper, and I really loved Agia Fragiman. How do you ever say her name? I'm sorry. Martha, I love the actresses playing them. That's not their fault. But they stick these young girls with these doctors don't look like kind of, old uncles anymore. They look like, young, I guess they're young, relatively young, good looking guys, I suppose, to the ladies. And I guess, because the chicks do like David Tennant. Boy, oh my goodness. So, which is fine. I mean, good on him, lucky him. But it's just the younger Doctor is gonna. I guess they can't resist it. I guess they can't resist doing that. Although they didn't do it with Peter Davison because the show had a certain, it was meant for a certain audience. So in 2005, I don't know. That's just one of those things I hated that I had to put up with, and still like a lot of episodes of the show. I love it. But when in instances and episodes where Tennant or Smith would act like older doctors and just be funny and be smart and get irritated and get grumpy and stuff, and even get serious and on their moral high horse, all that was still in line with the Doctor. But every now and then, oh God, when they would get all morose and whiny, it's like, boy. you have to give characters some pain, but the Doctor, you could have done it in a way where it wasn't like this. But what could I do? That's all. Again, that's projection. That's what a lot of these characters do, and a lot of these writers and new things do. But still, there was a lot of good stuff. A lot of good actors, a lot of good episodes. Eccleston had some great episodes. And it got me back in. The episode Rose, the first one of Eccleston, leaked to the internet like 2 weeks before it was to the air, and a buddy of mine got it. And so I watched it I must have watched it 5-6 times before it actually came out and aired over there. Its debut. And then, maybe not that many, and then they kept running them, but we didn't get quote unquote new episodes here for years. But I had a buddy of mine had the bootleg, I had to download those things. Every time a new one would come out, he'd get it the same, the next day, or the same day. Otherwise, you couldn't watch it over here for years. And then, like the Sci-Fi Channel or something started running it, reruns of it. But it wasn't really until maybe somewhere along the lines into the later Tennant era that it started running here regularly. Brian Hepburn, agreed. I did love the Sarah Jane episode School Reunion. And that is one of the great moments in New Who. Like I said, there are a lot of great stuff. I do love a lot of it. When I do my top 25 list, I'm going to be fair. Okay, Noel, good to see you, my friend. Have a great night. Be careful. And I'm just, hey, I hope you're doing well, and good luck, buddy. Thank you. It's great to see you, sir. So it just all went kind of, I don't know. I mean, the original 26-year run had imperfect episodes. There are a lot of people that didn't like the John Nathan Turner era. I like some of it. There was some good stuff in there. But I do understand there was some crap. There was some drivel in there, too. T-Bud. Pick me, canine. Funny boys.
Affirmative, Master. It was not funny at all. I don't think T-Bud's joke was funny at all, Master, and I shall exterminate him, like my friends the Daleks.
Oh no, Kadon, you're not friends with the Daleks now, are you? No. Oh my goodness, Kadon. Exterminate T-Bud Martin. So... Robophobia.
Indeed, Max. Exterminate.
So, what the hell? I don't know, man. Is anyone going to even watch those? Or how many of you are going to actually watch the Tennant specials? First, I'll ask that. I should have made wait a minute. Don't answer that. Let me just make a poll. We'll gauge it that way. What do you say to that, Charlie? All right. Soft bloody po. Are you going to... Shouldn't make polls on the air. What the hell? Watch. Can't type because I can't see. The David specials. That's good enough. That's good enough. I'll ask you about Chudy later. There, down at the pole. And then I'll ask you about Shuti Gatwa later or whatever. Joe Grant. Yes, I love Joe Grant. Why is she going to be in it? No, she's not that hot anymore. Joe Grant's not that. Well, yeah, I don't know. I love that episode of Sarah Jane. Dalek says, I'm sure my parents will watch the specials because they're under the delusion that Whitaker's era was good. Oh, wow. That must be tough to deal with, Dalek. I understand. It must be tough to deal with, buddy. I don't know. And that I did watch that stupid regeneration scene when she allegedly regenerated into David Tennant, which I don't believe it. She's in the Matrix. It's obvious because she, and she's not a doctor anyway to me, but just for sake of argument for a minute, when she since when does when a doctor regenerates do their clothes grow up change? It's not. This is some kind of smokescreen or a red herring. It may be. It's some sort of weird adventure that takes place inside the Matrix, and we're going to find out it was all bogus crap. And it's just ridiculous. And then we get Chudy. I'll never be able to say that guy's name. And if I can't say your name, I don't want to watch your show. Chudy Gatwa. I mean, the Gatwa I could kind of maybe eventually get down, but Chudy? Is it Chudy? Chudy? Is it Chudy? Oh, man, I can't do it. Yeah, to each their own, Dalek. I mean, if someone likes, I know there are people that claim to like that Whitaker garb. I mean, the show is so horrifically bad. And the thing is, even if I did accept her as the Doctor, I would still think it's bad because I love Capaldi as an actor. I just don't like the way his Doctor was written, and I think he had terrible stories. Not as bad as hers, but clothes stay the same during regeneration. Exactly. Could not be reached for comment. That's a good one. He says, I've heard it said Whitaker's a decent actress, but from what I've seen, donkey impressions don't cut it for me. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, look, her abilities don't really mean a whole lot to me. She's just not the Doctor. And yes, she is crappy, but look, I don't care. I wouldn't have accepted a female Doctor even if she'd been really good. I know that's evil, but sorry. There are people who are fine with it. And then, hey, look. Yeah, okay. But we all know it was done for an agenda reason. The Doctor's a man. That's the way it works. He is a man. He could have, if he wanted to be a woman, he could have chosen to be one. Apparently, he could have controlled his regeneration somehow. Because of but that's right. There were 500 of him. Baker immediately tried on a bunch of clothes after Pertwee clothes were on him. Yeah, they always try on a bunch of clothes and. Yeah, it's just whatever. It's so stupid. They almost all had that scene though. Pertwee, first of all, they didn't do Hartnell and Troughton. They finally animated that beginning of the Power of the Daleks, which I went to the theater to see a Fathom event of that, and the animators really did what they could. Zathras, what's up, Dr. Zathras? So. They did what they could, but they couldn't really restore it all that well. But you have some audio, so we don't really see much in the way of him getting used to his regeneration. It was really strange, meaning Troughton. So it's just a shame we'll never see it. But Pertwee in the Spearhead from Space, we get to see him getting used to it a little bit, of course. We get to see he's out of it for a lot of the first episode, but we get to see him picking out clothes. He actually steals clothes from the hospital. He steals a car. And he wants to go find the TARDIS. He's missing his TARDIS key. So anyway, after that, though, every Doctor, it's kind of a fun tradition. Every new Doctor had that, get his new outfit scene. It was, Tom Baker one from Robot is the best one for me, I think. But then Peter Davison was he didn't really pick and choose it. And he just went and he saw a cricket outfit hanging out and he put it on, which is cool. I love that one. The Colin Baker one was wackadoodle because he was nuts. And then he picked that outfit, which would have been funny in the Insane episode. But after that, he probably should have toned it down a little bit. And he wanted to. Colin Baker did not like that outfit. The J&T was, I don't know. Then Sylvester McCoy actually put on a Tom Baker hat, and he put on John Pertwee's coat, and he put on Patrick Troughton's coat as well. Maddie's daddy, what's up, buddy? Gwag says, I think I'm going to pass on the specials and all future Doctor Who. In quotes, yeah. I'll watch the YouTube commentaries on them instead, which will be 1,000% more entertaining. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm going to talk about them. Baker dressed as a clown, a Viking. He said to the Brigadier, "Excuse me, haven't we met somewhere before?" "No, don't tell me. Alexander the Great. Hannibal." "Oh, Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. And Sarah Jane Smith. Isn't this nice?" Yeah. I can watch that Robot episode over and over again. Yeah, Colin went nuts now, tried to strangle Perry. Yeah. And then, like I said, after McCoy, there was that stupid McGann pilot where he just stole somebody's Halloween costume and happened to be a Wyatt Earp coat. Oh, God. I mean, it looked cool and all that stuff, I guess, but I hate that thing. Anyway, we don't see how I guess Eccleston's sort of wearing, he's wearing something different. They never really show where he gets it. Then they went back to the tradition. For David Tennant, and he did the whole change, looking at the wardrobe change, and then and it's weird. It's almost like an homage to John Pertwee when Matt Smith in the 11th Hour took his clothes from a hospital. I can't remember where Capaldi got his. Probably just from in the TARDIS or something. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, and then Jodie doesn't count. Well, I best mention her. Got all of Tom's on Blu-ray, do you? Yeah. I've got Tom's. I got one of Tom Baker's seasons on Blu-ray. I can't remember which one it is now. Most of them are out, but they won't go down. Wait for them to go down in price. Larry says, McGann done audio Doctor Who stories. He did a lot of Big Finish audio, and I've listened to some of those. He's really good. He's a great actor. I just hate his pilot. I hate the Fox pilot because it had so much bullshit in it that would contradicted everything. Dave G. Sound says, I think Colin Baker betrayed his companions when under a spell or mind control or something more than any other Doctor. Oh, man. It was that stupid episode Mind Warp where he was under mind control. What they did to Perry was terrible. God almighty. I actually like some of A Trial of a Time Lord. But what they did to Perry. The best part was the Valyard and all the court scenes. The other stories, A Mysterious Planet was okay. Mind Warp sucks. Even though you got Brian Blessed in it, the managed to make something bad with Brian Blessed in it, it's terrible. Terror of the Vervoid sucks, and The Ultimate Foe was pretty good, but it had some problems. But at least it gave us the Valyard, the Boatyard, the Rail Yard, the Knackers Yard, the Shipyard. I don't think so, Rail Yard. Colin was great in that, though. Tennant dressed as Arthur, not Arthur Dent. It was Dent Arthur Dent during the Christmas special. Yep, Dent Arthur, latest in the late Dent Arthur Dent. It's a sort of threat. I'm not very good at them until they were particularly effective. Good old Slarty Botfarst, eh? Yeah, that was so Perry ended up marrying Brian Blessed. Wow, man, dude. Come on. That was an awful ending. Just to go send Perry back home. What if the Doctor ever goes back to that planet? How can he face her? Wagner says the state of Doctor Who is summed up with the new Tales of the TARDIS mini episodes, bringing in old cast members to try to lure fans back, but not caring enough to make the end result worth watching. I watched that. What was that last one that came out? Jodie's stupid last episode. It was a special, right? Or something like that. I watched it just because it was going to have, Peter Davison and Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker and David Bradley. And it was going to have Tegan and Tegan and Ace. Yeah, I got to tell you something because I love Ace so much. Tegan's annoying, but I still loved her. And I love McCoy and Davison and Colin. I watched it. That's right. Colin Baker was on Blake 7. The episode was called City at the Edge of the World. And it was terrible and it was boring. It was bullshit. The only thing but the scenes with these, they were from the Doctor's subconscious, them playing their old doctors, but like sort of a persona of them talking to Tegan. The scene with Davison 5 talking to Tegan and 7 talking to Ace. It was stupid, but it got to me, I got to admit. It just did something to it, just because I love those characters. But it was manipulative drivel. Jacqueline Pierce and Paul Darrow were on Colin's Who. That's right. Jacqueline Pierce was in The Two Doctors. Paul Darrow was in Time Lash. The wonderful Jacqueline Pierce. Babe and the Butcher. That's right. Oh, really? Zil was played by Mike from The Young Ones? Wow, was he really? Wow, okay. Zil. Yep, Zil was in a couple of those. Yes, Avon. Well, Paul Darrow was also, he's in the episode Doctor Who and the Silurians. Remember that episode, The Silurians? In the first season of Doctor Who, but the title on the episode says Doctor Who and the Silurians when you watch the episode? Paul Darrow was in that, and he was in Time Lash. So, yeah. Other Blake 7 people that were on Doctor Who, Michael Keating was in The Sunmakers. I think those are the only regular members of the cast. I think. Yeah, Colin Baker was on City at the Edge of the World on Blake 7. He's also in Arc of Infinity on Doctor Who, playing Gallifreyan, security guy. Yeah, Julian Glover was on Doctor Who and Blake 7 and The Empire Strikes Back and Fear Eyes Only and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That guy got and the Avengers TV show. Viva. Yep, Villa was in Michael Keating was in the Sunmakers Doctor Who episode. A great Tom Baker episode. Need to watch that again. Today, you know what I watched today? Because we just get back in the spirit of Doctor Who. I'm going to watch some old Doctor Who when I can get away from watching all the other stuff I'm supposed to watch. I watched The Pirate Planet today by Douglas Adams. It's the second part of The Key to Time. God, I love that episode. That's a great one. Douglas Adams did some great, what little he did of Doctor Who. He just, that one, City of Death, are great. I need to go watch City of Death again. Such a great episode. Even if it was just him running around Paris for like a couple hours. John Cleese has an appearance in it, yeah. And a former friend met Sylvester McCoy and got his autograph. I met Sylvester McCoy as well. Great. He was a nice guy. I met him a couple of times. He was very nice. And I met Sophie Aldred a couple of times too. Loved her. The only doctors I've met are Peter Davison twice, Sylvester McCoy twice, Colin Baker once, and that's about it, actually. The only ones I've met. No, I've met some of the actors, other actors. Met Elizabeth Sladen, Nicholas Courtney, John Nathan Turner. Yeah. I didn't crack my knuckles, but I jumped for joy. Mr. Fibuli, Boons of Madness. Yeah, Max, that's a great episode. I love it. That's right, Peter Tuddenham, the voice of Zen and Orak. Which episodes was he in? Could not be reached for the comment, because I only know him from his voice. Did he just do voice work on there or what? Yes, Elizabeth Sladen. We met her in 1980. I want to say 4 or 5 in Alabama. Yes. Yes, indeed. Brian Croucher was in Who? Yep. Brian Croucher was in Robots of Death. That's true. Yeah. Second Travis. No one gives any love to the Second Travis. Wow, Debo met Pertwee Ann Troughton. You know, Pertwee came to this town, and I wasn't living. I was away at the time at working in New Orleans, and I couldn't make it where Claude and Scott got to go. I'm so mad at them. Oh, my God. And then I didn't get to go with them to this con in Georgia that they were going up to see Patrick Troughton. Anthony Ainley was also there. And they saw him walking around that Friday and said, we'll get his autograph tomorrow. Didn't want to bug him. Like people were out bugging him in the middle of the... And then there was no tomorrow. The great Patrick Troughton passed away in a hotel, Magnum Opus Con, Columbus, Georgia, in 1987 or 8. I can't remember the year. And Anthony Ainley, had to announce it. Oh, voice work. Okay. There you go. Adrian James, I don't know. There have been a few. Davros is always like the first one, the best. The puppet, I don't know. From Genesis to Daleks, I'm kind of partially, but I can't. What's that guy? I can't remember his name for some reason now. Someone will figure it out. Someone will pull the name out. Yeah. So, I met John Leeson and John Levine as well. Sergeant Benton and K9, affirmative master. He talked to me in his K9 voice, by the way. Michael Wishart, thank you, Max. Gwag says, I never used to care for Colin Baker's run on Doctor Who, but the new Who crap makes me appreciate it enough to actually buy the Blu-rays of his episodes. Yeah, I want to get I can't afford them right now, but when I can, if they go down, I'm waiting for them to go down. I'd like to get the both of his seasons, really. I want to get Trial of the Time Lord is out right now. I hate the way they're doing these DVD sets are really nice. There's a UK edition and there's one for us, but they're putting them out in weird order. I saw somewhere on Facebook that has a list. I mean, they have like 2 or 3 seasons of Tom Baker out, maybe 2 or 3 seasons of Pertwee. I don't know if they've got a Troughton season out there. They got a Hartnell season out, like season 2 of Hartnell, not the first one, because I know there's not much of it. It's tough to do complete seasons on Troughton, but whatever they have, they're going to try to collect it up, I guess. But you can do all the other ones and just do them in freaking order, man. There's at least 2 seasons out of Davison, I think. I have one of them. And there's 2 seasons of Sylvester McCoy out. So I don't know. It's a mess. But at first, those prices were, some of them, like, not even a month in, they would find them cheap, like the Christmas time and stuff. So Christmas sale or something like that, I like to try to get them when you snag them cheap on Cramazon or whatever. Because they are, those suckers are $50. And once in a while, they'll drop down into the 30s. I mean, they're nice sets, though. They got a lot on them. Oh, Texas Rangers won it all. D-Bud, did they do it? Oh, well, congrats, Texas fans. Congrats. I think they might wait for more episodes to be animated so they can release Troughton seasons. Yeah, that makes sense. Some of the animation, look, it's better than nothing because it does complete the episode stories at least. Some of the animation. And those jackasses fiddled with one of them, the faceless ones, where they put that stupid modern, master on there. Russell Hunter, Juvenile and Robots of Death was also in Caldor City audiobooks with Paul Darrow. Caldor City is also mentioned in Robots of Death. Tor's Armoff, Caldor City, yes. That's because Chris Boucher wrote it, didn't he? And he wrote Robots of Death. Even over here, the standard versions of the Blu-ray sets can be like 40 pounds. Wow. Yeah, I think Chris Boucher wrote Caldor City, did he not, Dave? And he wrote, well, of course, a lot of Doctor Who and a lot of Blake 7. Not a lot of Doctor Who, some Doctor Who, but a lot of Blake 7. In fact, it's interesting. He was one of the most. He's probably the best writer Blake 7 had. Terry Nation did a lot of great stuff, of course, but Boucher was great. Robert Holmes wrote a couple, but as far as like a consistent, writer, as far as doing a lot of episodes. But Chris Boucher, in the episode Weapon of Blake 7, he created a character called Carnell. And then right around, somewhere around the same time, maybe before that, he wrote Robots of Death. And then do any of you remember in the 90s, that 16-year gap between Survival, the last episode of Doctor Who, except with the exception of the Fox pilot, we didn't get anything again until Rose as far as Doctor Who is concerned, except for books. All those books were from Virgin Books, and it went to BBC Books. And of course, there was some comics and some strip, in the Doctor Who mag. But it was Chris Boucher. Okay, Chris Boucher wrote one of the BBC books in the late '90s, early '90s, mid to late '90s. They were writing books for different doctors, and he wrote a book called Corpse Marker. It was a sequel to Robots of Death, so it was the 4th Doctor story. He took a character from his Blake 7 episode named Carnell, who was a psychostrategist, and he meets the doctor in that one. Which was like, wow, what the hell? Even though I don't think the Doctor was in the same universe as the Blake 7 people, because there was all this talk of the 4th season of either 3rd or 4th season, they kept trying to have the Daleks cross over with Blake 7, and Terry Nation didn't want to do it. I think it was Terry Nation didn't want to do it. Anyway, Robots of Death. That's a very good episode. I wonder if it'll make my top 25. When we do my top 25 lists, then I'm going to ask everybody their favorite episodes as well. To do each of you do like your top 5 or something. If you look at their website, I used to have a severely cut short review for Caldor City on the front page, Magic Bullet Production. Oh, cool. What is Chris Belcher doing these days? But no, he's too good a writer for the BBC. We know that. You know what? Everything ends. And if Doctor Who had just ended, I don't know. We would have been like, man, I wish they would bring it back. I guess we would be. But when it's something is destroyed and defiled, and it's a rotting corpse like Doctor Who is now, I still think that's worse. I mean, look, it was a pain in the ass for those who were Firefly fans. It sucked that it got ended. That it ended with 14 episodes in a movie, because if it had gone 3, 4, 5 seasons, at least, who knows? It might have stayed quality. We don't know, but it would have been nice for fans of that show to have that much to watch over and over again. It's just so terrible that there's so little of it. But if it ended 4 or 5 years, we'd still say, well, it ended and that's the way it goes. It's a bummer that show ended, but at least we got 4 or 5 years. So it really sucks that we got that little of it. However, let's say it did last 4, 5, 6 years, and then some a-holes. What's his name? Who's an a-hole himself? Whedon's a jerkweed, but it's a great show anyway. He leaves and some other jackasses get a hold of it, and they really make it awful and horrible. And for years, just stretch it out and dump all over it and sour you on it and everything. I'm not so sure what's worse. It's terrible. It's criminal that it only had 14 episodes in a movie that trashed everything, even though it's a good movie. Anyway. But what's worse? To have it end and never to see it again, like with Firefly. I mean, we still, even though we wish it had been more of it, we go, wow, it was really good, though. Even though there's some differences on the movie, because the movie did kill some people, but still, it's a good movie. It's just, I don't know. It's up in the air. I haven't watched it in a long time, but before that, I watched it like a million times up in its first 10 years of existence. Yeah, like Star Wars and Doctor Who. Yeah, exactly. And Star Trek. Doc Fortune, good to see you. Feels good to be a Farscape fan, he says. Yeah. But I don't know what's worse. I mean, I do know what's worse. As much as we would like to have seen Firefly go on, at least it didn't live to be defaced and defiled. Like Doctor Who, like Star Trek, like Star Wars, like a lot of them, like the MCU, now MCU. Nod to Gary on that name. It's MCU. It's what it is. Gary Nerdrotic came up with it. Maybe this is worse. That it lasted 10 years under that. I mean, they made it for 10 years. They had a show out there about the same title. But it was just, I don't know, it's just disgusting what they've done to it. But let's talk about the good. Let's go back to talking about the good stuff. I didn't mean to bring you down on there. Let's see if anyone's voting in the poll. Okay, 19 votes so far. All right, that's pretty good. Are you going to watch the David Tennant Doctor Who specials? Was the question. And wow, 68% say no. And now it's 20 votes. 70% say no, 30 say yes. Well, I don't know. I don't get a vote because I made the poll, but as far as I know. But I guess I'm gonna watch him. I don't even know how to watch him, to be honest with you, because somebody will have it. I forgot how I watched that last piece of crap. How did I watch that shite? Because I know I watched the last one. I missed the other ones. Who cares? But I guess I'll watch it. I've always said I'd sit through any old crap. I hope so, anyway. But I don't know. The love is gone. But, the thing is, the love is not gone for the episodes. Every time I throw on a great episode of the old one, because I have heard people say stuff like a lot of Star Wars fans, and it's tough to blame them, have had even the old ones ruined for them, or Star Trek fans can't go back because of stuff that the actors have said that. Nah, it doesn't do that to me. I can still love old Doctor Who, especially the old stuff, and Star Trek, and even, I can even enjoy, not that I'm big on TNG, but if there's a good TNG episode, I can enjoy a good episode of that. And it doesn't bother me, in spite of what all the idiot so-called actors, have the way they behave themselves disgracefully. So, I don't know. But if you were going to want, again, this is not like a favorite thing, but if you just wanted to, you got in a Doctor Who mood, because I don't know about you, but again, some geeks do this, some don't. I get the Star Trek mood. I want to pull out a Trek episode. I know, just pop one in there. I'm just looking around for something to watch. Don't want to watch anything modern. I haven't watched Trek in a while. I want to throw a Trek episode in there. Original series, of course. And same with Doctor Who. Like I said, I threw in the Pirate Planet today. I was just saying, let me watch Doctor Who, because I'm going to get back in the spirit of celebrating Doctor Who. I've watched them all a zillion times. I put on the Pirate Planet, just thoroughly enjoyed it again. And I tell you how many times I've seen it. What's an episode of, if you wanted to go, let's say you're in the mood to watch Doctor Who, new series, old series, which episode would you pop on right now? I hear you, Doc Fortune. Don't blame you. TNG wasn't that great to me. I'm not big on. I'm not big on those. Actually, I do. Larry, that's the one place we differ. I do love Enterprise. I love it. I don't know why. Not as much as the original series, but I do love it. TOS I can watch, but TNG is kind of ruined for me. Okay. Classic Star Wars, I guess. Yeah. I've heard people say that about, the real Star Wars films, 77 and 1988. But I can watch them all day long. Never get tired of them. I still love them. There you go. Brain of Morbius, Pyramids of Mars. Hey, fun story about that. Did you know, T-Bud, that one of the best writers of Doctor Who was Robert Holmes. He even wrote like 7 episodes or two. But he was a great Doctor Who writer. He originally wrote Brain of Morbius, and I think Terrence Dix at the time was one of the script editor. He changed the story so much, Brian, that Robert Holmes was so pissed off at him that he made him change his name. So when you watch that episode, it says Brain of Morbius, written by Robin Bland, because he didn't like what he did with his script. But nevertheless, I love Brain of Morbius. Pyramids of Mars. That's in my top 5. That's one of the greatest episodes ever. The War Games. Whoa, man, you're going to be sitting down a while there. That's 10 episodes, buddy, but it is Patrick Troughton's last episode, and it's a beauty. I love it. Man, one day I bought the VHS big double 2-tape set of that, of Patrick Troughton's War Games, and sat down back when I got that back. First time got it back in the 90s. Gwag, I sat down and watched it over a whole Saturday. I had my kids were pretty young with him, but they watched a lot of it with me. I might say they running around, but they sat and watched a good bit of it with me. 10 chapters, and I watched it all in one sitting. Wasn't easy. I'm sure I paused it once in a while but it was, I bet Mark's done that too. What's up, dude?
Hey, hello everyone. I'm glad to join this panel about the Who, the rock band. Is this the '70s rock fan stream?
Yes, 70s is on his way. Did you ever do that? What I was talking about just there?
Totally. I just popped in now. I had
Well,
to
did
go
you?
outside and disconnect all our hoses because it's gonna freeze tonight.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna hit
Uh-oh.
31 degrees.
Disconnect them.
Well, you give you all your outdoor sprinklers and yard, and then I got to because then everything it freezes and it breaks everything. So it
You
was
don't
like,
leave faucets dripping?
well, this is the outside, all the outside stuff, like the stuff to water all the plants and
Oh.
all that. Yeah, the hoses we have outside, and yeah, you probably don't have to worry about that down
We
your
have
way freezing.
we haven't wrapped our pipes. We have had them wrapped like a couple years ago. We never unwrap them, just leave them that way.
Just leave them. Yeah.
And then we just, if it gets down cold enough, we just turn some faucets on
Just
drips.
let them drip. Yeah.
You're right though. We don't get it that much, but
So what were you asking? As I just popped in, so
see how if it's going to get cold enough. We're supposed to get down to 36 at 7 a.m.
36. Wow.
It's 7 a.m. That's not cold enough, is it?
No, 32. 32 is freezing. Yep.
So, yeah, we were talking about which Doctor Who episode you would watch if you're just sitting around in a Doctor Who mood. And
okay.
Wagner mentions the War Games. I don't know if you're familiar with that. The War Games is a 10-part episode. It's Patrick Troughton's very last story.
Okay.
So, and I was just talking about how back in the 90s, I bought I still have it, by the way, the big VHS 2 tape set of that. And on a Saturday, this had to be somewhere in the mid 90s, I think. I sat and watched it all in one sitting, just about. I think it was in one sitting. I watched it all day.
How many hours is it?
10 chapters, so I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. No. Yeah. So that's
half-hour show.
Yeah.
Back then it was, what was an episode of that? Like 22, 23 minutes or something? I don't know. But
yeah, 25 minutes they were. Yeah, because you got less commercials back then. Yeah.
Hey, Claude,
you got more commercials.
No,
it's
wait, no
commercials.
It was BBC. It was no commercials.
Okay. Yeah.
BBC shows did not have commercials. So
well, they still needed the time between shows. Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't. Yeah. But they didn't interrupt. So anyway, it was a lot of hours.
Yeah.
And one time I watched, did the same thing.
250 minutes. Yeah.
Oh wow. I did the same thing with the episode, the Patrick Troughton episode, The Invasion, which is 8 parts, but 2 parts are gone. But they had they ended up now they've animated those 2 parts. But back then I bought a tape that was
the audio
that had Nicholas Courtney, the big idea, like linking the 2 episodes that were missing, telling what happened in them.
Yep.
Called it linking.
Yeah, kind of like a summary, like
yes,
in between. Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I was looking it up on streaming earlier with Loki, and then I think the 3rd and 4th season actually have the most missing episodes. The first season, I think, only has 9 missing, if memory serves.
Could be. Patrick Troughton's the one with the most missing.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a 12-part episode called The Dalek Master Plan for Hartnell, and a lot of those are missing. Let's see. I want to go back. Could not be reached says, when I go back, I always watch the Pertwee run straight through. Love it. Nice. Only problem with Morbius is I always cite it in as an excuse for the Doctor extended regenerations. Yeah, I think that's why Robert Holmes didn't like it. That they kind of just they forgot about that till Night of the Doctor, the episode, the little short film for Paul McGann that was right before the 50th anniversary. Then they brought those women back from Morbius, from Karn. Pertwee is my favorite Doctor. What's your favorite story of his? Mine is I love Planet of the Spiders. It's a great one. His last episode, of course. Yeah. My favorite episode of Pertwee is probably Terror of the Autons, though, the first of Masta and the first Joe Grant. Roger Delgado is just terrific. He's the true Masta. See how the poll's doing. Hope I don't forget it this time.
Yeah, we always forget the poll. I do that too.
20 more votes. 24 votes, sorry. Are you going to watch the David Tennant Doctor Who specials? 62%. So it keeps going back and forth. 62. It wasn't 70 at one point. It says no, and 38% says
Wow.
yes. I mean, I'm going to watch
I'm
him.
surprised. I'm surprised with the popularity of David Tennant too. I mean, I understand why people have been so burned by the terrible Jodie Whittaker stories and what's been going on with Who, but I think this is why they're doing it, to try to, they'll never say it's an apology to fans or to try to get fans back, but that's obviously what they're doing, and then they hope you stick around after those first 3 episodes. I mean, I did notice a change in the tone of the Jodie stories towards the end. They didn't do so much of the proselytizing, lecturing of fans, and the stories were still terrible, and the acting was terrible, but they kind of went away from a lot of the messaging towards the end. It was still some of it there, but you could see they tried to tone it down a little bit, but the stories were just so horrible it didn't matter.
They were poopy diaper drivel.
Yeah, ouchies. Oh,
ouchies and garbage. Yeah. So I think maybe next week I will do. Let me check my calendar. I'll get to my top 25. I'm thinking of some other topics to do. Doctor Who oriented, of course, on Wednesday nights. That's going to be our Doctor Who night.
For the whole month, right? Yep.
Yes, sir. Someone's got to celebrate it. 1, 2, 3. There are 5 Wednesdays this month, but I don't think I'll be able to do the last one. So I guess the 22nd, which is the night before Thanksgiving. That wouldn't be a good night to do it, would it? Even though I'm going to be on.
Well, everyone's. Well, I mean, if people are traveling, they're not going to watch it. But if they're home, or they're with where they're going to, I mean, they might watch it. Matter. But doesn't matter, right?
Nah.
You can always catch the rewind too.
Yeah. It got cold here last night. We finally got cold. I actually had to turn the heater on this morning. Question for a few minutes now, and then it got hot all day. Question for everyone: if you could recover any one of the missing Doctor Who stories, what one would it be? I would want the Dalek Master Plan, all 12 episodes, even though each of them had individual titles, because Nicholas Courtney was on one of those. That's a different character. So, what about you, Mark? Do you have any?
Well, probably the first, that first regeneration where they only have
Good night, Steve.
Stills from that. Take care, Maddie's daddy. Oh, go watch. You need to fall asleep. Go watch my 3D printing stream, or just leave that open. But what episode was that when the first regeneration?
Well, the 10th planet.
The 10th,
that they have, but they don't. They kind of show it, and then the first episode of his Troughton's first episode needs to be 1 year, because that's Power of the Daleks, and that they had to animate that, and it's just weird. It's weird anyway. The way he starts out is kind of strange, but they're going from audio. So I guess I'd pick the one I just mentioned, but also that would be one to pick.
So here's all the missing episodes. So the first season they're only missing 9, which ain't bad considering it's the first season. So they're missing. They have all of Marco Polo. I guess. Oh no, missing all. Excuse me, missing all that series.
Wow, missing
7 out of 7 are missing all of them. And then here they give you
Reign of Terror.
They're missing 2.
Yeah, I remember the animated that one.
Yep. So here they're showing it animated, and then they do have everything on audio, thankfully, to fans who just when it was on TV made tape recordings. Missing.
Yep.
So they're missing 9 out of the 42, which ain't bad. Only 2 out of 39. They're missing 2 episodes of The Crusade. And then you go to season
Galaxy
3.
4.
Yep. Missions Unknown's missing. And so this is the story here and the story numbers. Yep.
They're
So
missing 9 of the 12 of Dalek's master plan.
Yep. All. So they've got 3. So that third season, 20 out of the 45 episodes are missing.
The Beatles were in an episode. Not, I mean, they were sort of. They showed them.
Yep.
They went to New York in one of them called The Chase. One with Daleks. Definitely Dalek Master Plan. Gene Marsh and Sarah Kingdom. Yep, and Nicholas Courtney is Brett Vian.
So missing all the smugglers, all the power of the Daleks, all the Highlanders, and all of Macra Terror. So 33 out of 43 episodes in season 4.
Some of them been animated though. Look.
Yeah, most of those have been animated. It looks like. Yep. So all except the Highlanders.
I guess they don't have any audio. They probably don't have any audio on it.
I think they have audio of all these. I've heard that.
That's what I thought too, but
yeah, maybe for some reason they just didn't want to. I don't know. That's weird. They would skip the Highlanders, but completely missing.
That's the first one with Jodie. I mean, Jodie. Jamie. Sorry,
Jodie.
Shit.
See what we did to your mind by mentioning her.
I had audio tapes. First run of episodes of Star Trek 66 through 69. Cool. I used to audio tape TV episodes too. We get those for Christmas, those tape players. We'd audio tape stuff on the radio and all this kind of stuff.
And of course, they're missing 18 out of 40 of season 5 and 7 out of 44 of season 6. So and then they found everything. But
for the longest time they only had a black and white copy of Invasion of the Dinosaurs. That was the Pertwee episode. Second with Sarah Jane, but I think they have the color one of that now.
We found it now. Yep.
Yeah, they found it a while back, but I mean, it was for the longest time. There was they were missing a part. They were missing part 1 for a long time, but I think they ended up getting it back. Well,
the interesting thing is, as they broadcast these around the world, they found some of the tapes in Africa and in different places where they'd sent the episodes, and years later, they recovered them that way because the BBC had sent the tapes out. Or the film, I should say. So it's amazing that they're able to find these. And one episode, allegedly, a collector has it, and it was supposed to, sell it or turn it in, and then he kept it for himself. He was at a trade show, I remember, a con, and I remember reading about it. And, so allegedly, there's one more episode out there in private hands.
Yeah. Hey, Don, what's up?
Hey, Don. Yeah, Don.
Bobby Knight passed away?
Yep, tonight. Yep. Or it was announced tonight.
I'm glad he was still alive, though, because I didn't heard anything about him in forever. I'm not being facetious.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard anything about him so long. I've not heard that name in decades. Well, R.I.P.
Yep. Great basketball coach. He's probably, unfortunately, more known for his
antics,
chair throwing. But
chair throwing.
He was a great coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did. They did recover and animate some of these episodes. The animation's weird in some spots, but
sometimes it is. Ooh.
Yeah. And this is interesting. Yeah, the also missing his original episode 1 of the Daleks. Yeah, discovered a technical problem and caused backstage voices to be heard on the resulting videotape. So the episode was remounted with a different costume for Susan. So some of these actually survived too. Some segments survived when they would send out like a promo to a TV show. So you've got little bits and clips that were sent out, and they survived that way too.
There you go. Planet of the Giants.
Yeah, but it's fascinating to read about these lost episodes and how they got returned. So this is showing where they found them. So they found this episode in Cyprus, the Reign of Terror. So
they found them all over the world, and it's funny how none of them were here though. We didn't have it until around the mid to early 70s, but yet all these other places, and these are 60s, it was going all over the place.
Yep. But like this episode was found in the UK 2011. Galaxy 4.
Yeah,
So,
it's
so
crazy.
imagine that.
Where'd they find that? I mean, where'd they find these? I mean, how did they get these episodes?
Yeah, it's amazing. You wonder if someone spirited it out, or who back then no one cared about these too, right back in the day. So some of these things were saved out of dumpsters. I mean, they were just
Yeah,
dumping them. So Private Collector, LDS Church, episode 5 and 10, 2004. War in Nigeria, Australia, 1984. And then these were, let's see, I wonder when the last one was found. Hong Kong, a lot of UK, more in Nigeria. It
unknown.
was just Canada, actually. Oh, Canada saved
yeah.
us.
Canada used
Don't
to get.
blame Canada for
Yeah.
that one.
Wow, Colony in Space they found in Canada. Yeah, see, Canada started getting. I guess we're getting first run. I guess, or I don't know. It's crazy that they found
Yeah.
Colony in Space. It says 1983 was found.
Yeah.
Because I saw a movie-ized version of that on well, we had that episode back in the 80s. It was a crappy copy. It was a PAL transfer. But I
Yeah,
remember
that's what they said. Yeah, here they said it here. Yeah, returned as a 625 line PAL master videotapes. Yeah.
Well, that was making the rounds at cons, and people, and we
Okay.
ended up meeting some guy would bring these to. I remember back when cons had video rooms, because they weren't we didn't have, not even though there was VHS tapes, not every movie was on VHS 2 seconds after
Yeah.
it left the theater
Yeah.
for 2 weeks, and you had to record stuff if you had to watch it. So video rooms were in certain con, like a couple of big ones were in like the parts of the hotel, but other ones were like in hotel rooms. And we got word that somebody was showing John Pertwee episodes of Doctor Who in one of the rooms.
Oh,
One
wow.
of the fan clubs got a hold of this, like 1983 or 4, whatever, 83.
Yeah.
And we went over there, we sit down. It was a crowded ass front room. It was a crappy copy, but we were getting to see John Pertwee for the first time. And that was one
Wow.
of them. Colony in Space may have been the first one I got to see.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And the Green Death was another one.
No, but I mean, it's just like finding buried treasure, right? I mean, it's
Matthew Powder.
Hey, Matthew. Yeah, UAE, 1991. Yeah, wow.
Wow. Australia had him. Jeez. Man.
Only 47 episodes were found to exist in 1977. Yep. Wow. That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, but it's a great article to read about. Yeah. And they found some of them in the BBC's vault in London. Yeah.
Man.
It's just and they were yeah, I remember reading this. Yeah. The prints of the dialects were flagged to be junk that very day. Yep. Yeah, they found the remaining Pertwee episodes, except for the final 2 from this first season. Yep.
From which one? From Spirit from Space?
Like Death of the Dialects.
But that's
third
complete.
serial.
That's complete now.
That's complete now. Yep. And imagine in 1988 they found the Ice Warriors in a cupboard at Fillier's house. Yeah, they're moving.
What?
They found episode 1 and 4 to 6 in a cupboard. Yeah.
What the hell? Where'd that guy? What? He just stole it?
No, it was in Villar's house. Was where they had a film vault. So they just found it, tucked away, I guess, in a cupboard somewhere. Before. But they were going through junking all the BBC, old footage.
I remember Ian Levine.
They finally stopped it.
I remember Ian Levine seeing interviews with him. See, there you go. Death of the Daleks and Invasion of the Dinosaurs. Yeah. So it took them a while to scrounge up even all the Pertwee episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian Levine was at this for a long time. He was at this in the 70s and 80s.
No, they did great work. And the sad thing is this, ton of British television is totally gone. So Doctor Who, for as old as the show is, they've got relatively high percentage of episodes, all things considered. So but some just shows are just completely gone. Yeah.
Matthew, I wish I'd lose her. All of her episodes been a fire. That Jody's episode should be, yeah,
Yeah.
should all be burned. Burned. Yeah, that's whacked out there. Look at all those countries that they ended up in. It's so
Yeah.
weird. Like,
South Arabia.
why would they be getting
53
Doctor Who episodes?
They were just sent out, I guess, to their TV stations. Yeah, so that's amazing. Yeah, Hong Kong, they had a bunch. Yep.
Ethiopia.
Canada did a great job. Yep.
Ethiopia. Let's see.
Well,
South
they purchased
Africa
them.
had 53 episodes, but they've never given them up, so they have them.
Well, they purchased them, but then they maybe junk them too. So these would be episodes. So Australia, I guess, purchased 338 episodes, but five
Right.
are recovered. So the Canadians did the best job percentage-wise of episodes being recovered. So Hong Kong had a bunch. So these, I guess, were the countries that bought episodes, and those are the number of episodes that were found. So Canada did the best.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true. Brian Hepburn. I remember we had a black and white copy of Inferno forever. And then I can't remember exactly when, but all of a sudden, hey, the Inferno's in color now. That's the Mirror episode of Doctor Who.
Okay.
Pertwee's first season. I believe it was his last episode of his first season, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. The Time Meddler and the War Machines. Damn, I thought all the War Machines existed. Oh, maybe not.
I guess they found some New Zealand copies and a copy in Nigeria. Oh, it's finally complete. Yeah. So, I mean, the Time Meddler and the War Machines are finally complete. Yep. Well, someday, you never know. Maybe you'll find some somewhere else. Probably, chances are less, but so
keep on looking.
Yeah.
Maybe they can recreate them with AI.
Yeah,
No.
well,
You'd have to
well,
have
what
the
they
script.
could do is any poor quality. I've been watching Voyager. It's even scarier to see the Chicken Man in all his glory, but there's a 1080p.
don't.
There's a 1080p up conversion, so AI is really getting better at that. And of course, the Beatles' last new song is going to be released tomorrow, thanks to AI. They're not faking John Lennon's voice, but they're able to pull his voice out of the crummy tape recording and bring it back to life. So, in terms of making things look better, hopefully they're
That's
gonna.
scary in a way.
It is, but it's actually John Lennon, though. It's not AI
Not
John
him.
Lennon.
It's his voice, but it's not him singing the song.
Oh no, he's singing. Yeah, he's singing. So what the problem was, they had him with the piano, and the piano was way too loud. He was just putting a cassette recorder on top of his piano with a microphone and just recording. So when they tried to do it in 1995 to finish the song or put the other tracks on, it just didn't sound well, and the piano was overpowering John's voice and the technology. But now with Peter Jackson invented this with his crew, what they can do is they can listen to any recording, and you could pull out the drums, you could separate the bass guitar, you could separate the rhythm guitar, all the different singers. The computers can actually pull them out, just like you would do 8-track recording. You'd record everything separately. So that's so someday hopefully they can make some of these episodes look better. But I wonder AI someday they'll probably be able to make an AI version of the actor, which I don't know how I feel about. Probably wouldn't like it, but in 20 years, 50 years, we'll be able to have John Pertwee again, quote unquote, on screen.
I'd have settled for Sean Pertwee getting to play him in an episode, maybe with Capaldi, without all the all the horrible Moffat drivel he puts in there. Could not be reached. There you go. So this is what classic fandom is all about. Talking episodes, stories, performances, exploring the history. New fandom is just girl power and shipping. Yes, sir. Agreed. We'll be charging him too. It's Mark making it out of beeswax. I don't know exactly what that means.
Oh, you're talking about the my pumpkin that's printing?
oh yeah, you're printing.
Yeah, it's printing.
Are you still printing?
Yeah, let's check, make sure it's still working. Yeah, let's see. I think I had it. Let me.
I was on. I must have accidentally closed the window by mistake. I was on it.
That's okay. Let me see if I have it.
I was giving you a view.
Yeah, thank you for the view. Oh yeah, here I have it. Yeah, let's see here. Let me go back to it. Yep. Yeah, everyone. You can all. Yeah, let me put it back. Yeah. Now, one of my friends was saying I should have done an ASMR stream, but I don't have a microphone that reaches over the printers. This printer's actually in my office at work, and it's a computer at work. So, you connect remotely, so the camera doesn't have the Raspberry Pi or the Octoprint doesn't pick up audio. So my friend's like, that would have been a great ASMR stream, with the printer, all the whirring noises it makes. But yeah, it's out. That's PLA. Yep, it's still going. Yeah, so it looks like about an hour left. And Larry's there too. Yeah. You're in two places at once, Larry. That's why you have two names.
Dalek says, I heard that a fan, not the BBC or anyone else, used AI to recreate Power of the Daleks. Wouldn't be surprised. I just went to the theater to see that at a Fathom event years ago when it came out. They actually did it as a Fathom event, and the episode's really not that great. It's kind of boring, actually.
Huh.
So,
yeah, but they're fun to see again, I guess, right?
Well, that.
But not a great.
I wanted to see the beginning of. I wanted to see Patrick Troughton's first appearance, and you really the way since it's animated and the voice. I mean, the sound on the thing's kind of weird. So I don't know. It's a shame that we'll never get. Of course, it was kind of they didn't know what they were doing at the time either. The two people with them were like, "What are you? Who are you?" So there you go. Well, anything else going on Doctor Who related since we're sticking on Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Everyone, we're gonna make it Doctor Who every Wednesday night. We're gonna have tonight. I just wanted to make it general. We're gonna have topics for the next 3 weeks about Dog City, of course. Might do we'll talk about our favorite doctors. We'll talk about our favorite episodes. Villains and stuff like that. I have a bunch of different things. I'm not exactly sure. Except for, of course, my countdown. Because we got to do that. No, we don't really got to, but we're going to do it anyway. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, but I want to thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate it. And I know, because I know not everyone here's a Doctor Who fan, but some of us roll the poll. I almost forgot the damn poll. Let's close it.
Oh yeah, don't forget to close the poll. Yeah.
All right. The poll. I want to thank everyone who voted in the poll, participated. Where are you? I closed it. Where is it? Wait a minute. What the hell? I hit end poll. And there it is. It took forever. Good Lord. Okay. Are you going to watch the Doctor Who David Tennant specials? No, said 63% of the 30 votes. And yes, said 36% of the 30 votes. So there you go. Not a surprise at all. Not a surprise. So we'll see. I mean, I'll watch it, I guess. I don't even know how to watch it.
I'm going to watch it, yeah.
I don't have BBC America anymore. I might not be able to freaking watch it. So there you go. I mean, but If it's
Just use your
possible,
sonic screwdriver. Yep. Fix your TV. Yep.
I'll be curious. Now, do we know the schedule of those?
When they're coming out, let's see.
See if we got a schedule on them. I think
Check.
yep. They have scheduled them. I just don't know where to look. I forgot to look exactly. I know that they're not going to do it on the actual anniversary because that's on a. Check my count. I think that's on a Friday or something.
Here, I got article up on ever trustworthy Wikipedia. So let's see here. I'll show this. Yep.
Can't really remember. Oh, there you go. Thanks. All right. Doctor Who 23rd. 23rd is a special.
On D Plus internationally. So it's going to be on D Plus.
Oh, so I can watch them.
Yeah. I love Catherine Tate. I mean, I love The Runaway Bride. My God, that's
I love that. But so if you can you scroll them?
Yep. There we go.
I tried to scroll it. Look at it.
Yeah, you're trying to scroll it. Yeah.
All right. So November 25th. Let me see. That's
Arby's.
I think that's a Sunday.
Is that a Sunday?
Let me make sure.
Let's check.
Okay. Yeah, that's a freaking Sunday. Wow.
Oh, Sunday Night
Geek. It'll be on. It's going to be on.
No, 25th is a Saturday.
A Saturday. Okay, sorry. So it's going to be on D Plus, though, right? It's dropping on D Plus.
D Plus, yeah.
Okay. And then the next one will be December the 2nd.
Saturday as well.
And then the next one will be. So is that the 25th?
And then.
Okay, so it's 3 weeks
9th.
in a row.
Yeah, 3 Saturdays in a row. Yep.
Okay.
25-2-9. Yep.
All right. Oh,
well.
Gotcha. I don't know.
I don't know what's
if I wanna
coming back.
watch this thing.
I'll be watching it.
I'll watch it. I know I'll watch it. But it was like I was saying earlier. I'm not enthused about it. I'd have been really excited about this.
No, yeah, it's not the same level of excitement, obviously.
Why did they show Michael Gow? He's not going to be in that.
He's going to be the toy. Oh,
he was the original toy maker. It's going to be Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick, yeah.
Isn't Michael Gow passed away?
I think so. Of course, everyone knows him lately as Alfred, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he passed away.
Yeah. So
I know how they're gonna explain David Tennant coming back too. I guess it's the regeneration.
I already know why. I know it already. I'm telling you, it was D Plus International and on BBC in the UK. Oh, that's D Plus International. Is that what it says?
International. Oh, international. Oh, okay. I read that wrong.
What about D Plus here?
BBC One in England, Ireland, on D Plus. Well, isn't that considered international because it originated from the BBC? I'm assuming it's going to be on D Plus then.
I guess. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe it is. So, yeah, anyway, I just don't. It's going to basically, I remember, you saw the stupid scene? I talked about this earlier. When Jody regenerates. Yeah. Jody regenerates into him. And he grows clothes as he regenerates, where usually, you know,
you got to find his clothes.
Yeah, you got to find. I mean, yes, he would look really silly wearing her stupid clothes, but still, it would have been funny at least, I guess.
Yeah.
But so his clothes grow. I'm telling you, it's some kind of Matrix thing. They're in the Matrix on Gallifrey. And I guess we're going to see Ncuti Gatwa.
Yep.
He'll make his. Let's see. So he's going to be in the last episode, probably. And then it's going to be another year before he even starts, from what I understand.
Wow.
Pretty sure. I'm not sure. I think doesn't he start like in 2025 or something crazy?
Let's see if it says anything here. Yep.
No, not here. But you probably have to ask Google again.
Yeah.
When does Chudy start? I'll never get used to that name. Yeah, BBC's not producing it. It's a Bad Wolf.
They must have lost so much money on the last few years of Doctor Who. And that's why Jodie's last season was basically specials, right? That was what, 3 specials or
Yeah. 3 not so specials.
not so specials, yeah.
So there we go. Well,
yeah, Wolf Studios took over, yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, I want to thank you for being here tonight. We're gonna let you get rolling. What you got going on? Anything to announce?
Go over and watch that the exciting 3D printer finishing up if you want, and or just leave a tab open and leave it playing. Don't mind that either. But yeah, it's getting close there. So it's at 98%. So
whoa, really?
Almost done. Yeah. So and then I don't know.
Time.
Just I had a bunch of shorts up during the week, Halloween stuff. So go check that out. And yeah, I'm getting close sub wise, so almost up to 950 subs. So thank you everyone, and getting there to that magical 1,000 mark. And of course, always shout out my patrons: Shooter, Brian Hepburn, Rob Altus, and Larry. Thank you guys. And yeah, Thursday night we got, which is tonight my time. We'll be doing a watch party. Should be able to do another watch party for our good old episodes of Blake 7 there.
Yep.
And so look for announcement on the time. And I'll try to do. We missed the last episode, so I'm going to try to see if I can do 2 episodes in a row. We'll see if time was. And thanks everyone who hung out for the Mad Monster Party. That was a lot of fun on Halloween night. So thanks everyone for that. Yeah, it was a great time. And Clobberin Times, thank you for hanging out for that one. We had fun.
Yes, it was fun.
Fun with that
cool
one.
stuff.
Yeah. But the only problem is I ate too much candy as we're watching. A lot of leftover Halloween candy. Going to see my doctor tomorrow. Is going to yell at me. Lose weight.
Well, you don't know.
Eat some. Yeah.
What time will the Blake 7 episode be at? Well, we'll we start at 9 Central. And
yeah, usually I try to do latest 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, because then we got to head over to the clubhouse.
Oh, you're talking about the ones you're showing.
The watch party, yeah, the watch party.
Yeah.
I'll put it on Twitter and then put it out as an
8 Central, yeah. So.
Yeah, but if I have enough time to do both, I'll try to start at like 7 Central, or I'll try to start. I think each episode's like 50 minutes, so we need time to get to the clubhouse. But yeah, I'll definitely post that and look for an announcement. So thank you, Brian. The watch parties are good. Yeah, watch party then talk party. That's the way to do it. Yep.
Yes, sir.
So,
well,
glad to do that. Yep.
Anything else? Good.
Nope. That's thank you. Always good. Sorry I wasn't here too long, but yeah, of course, Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern. I may be coming back late from a trip that night, so I'll should be happening, but I'll let you guys know or post that. But yeah, we'll finish up with Comic-Con, a little bit of the swag from Comic-Con. I'll show all the good stuff that I got. I'm showing a little bit of it so far. Of course, one of them is David Tennant Christmas ornament, which is awesome. So be showing some of that stuff, and yeah, looking forward to hanging out with you on that one, Clobberin Times.
Yes, buddy, you got it. All right, everybody. Well, tomorrow night again, this as Mark mentioned, we have the clubhouse at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tales of Tomorrow, Blake 7 in the Star Trek comic, the Star Trek: The Early Voyages. Thursday, and before that, I'll probably be on Tom's channel. Midnight Sets After Dark at 6 p.m. Central. And of course, Friday night, I'll be hanging out with the great J-Man and Sean on J-Man's channel, reviewing 3 more issues of Jack Kirby's Fourth World Epic. and maybe even hanging out with. I think he's having one this week. The Nick 32 Flavors of Nick Weisser's Friday Night Comic Shop Talk with the boys over there at 8:30 Central, and then Saturday night Star Trek 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, thank you, Dalek. Sorry about your stream crashing, buddy, but thank you for those kind
That's
words.
a bummer.
Yeah, and it was good to see you. Thank you so much, bud. And yeah, 4 more episodes of Star Trek Voyager, 9 p.m. Central Standard Timey. And yeah, then again, like I said, the Geekery Sunday night at 10 Eastern, and might even be some eatery if he's hungry. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I'll be back at Sean's on 6 p.m. Again for our Legion reviews with at J-Man's with Sean on J-Man's channel with our Legion reviews. So and then of course Monday night Mark C Comics Talk will start it all over again.
Yeah.
Sick.
Oh, and hail to Alejandro. He says, I think I'm too late, but you can always rewind.
Hey, Alejandro. Yeah, we're just now getting down. I'm sorry, but it's good to see you. Thank you for popping in. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, man, but it is good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Shout out to our wrenches, the great Eric K, Chris Persia, D-Bud Martin. Thank you, buddy. Lord and Thoth, Avon Lives on Good Legion, J-Man. Kal-El, Maddie's Daddy, Fandy Outsidey, Hungry Boy, and Max Redstone. And of course, all of you in the chat who was here with us. We'll get you all shouted out tomorrow, but thank you, Alejandro, for popping in. Oh, we watched the Godzilla film at the cinema tonight. Was that Godzilla 2000? Awesome. Was that Godzilla 2000? Because I heard that was playing in the Fathom event. I saw that in 2000 when it first came out. And yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah, re-release. We had a blast watching that. I wish I'd have been able to go see that tonight. I wish I'd forgotten all about it. Great stuff.
Godzilla's meant to be seen in a movie theater.
Yes, that was a doozy, that one there. So, all right, everybody. Larry, thanks. Your Muslim uncle, Matthew Pounder, could not be reached for further comment. Dalek 451, Brian Hepburn, Don, DJ Roddy G. Let's see who else. There's a few others who were here. I mean, so many. Could not be reached for further comment. Claude Salling was here, I believe. Larry. You hate to leave anybody out, you know. Wagnar was here.
Once you start, you don't want to forget anyone, right?
Yeah, might as well do it. Doc Fortune, Wagnar. Max Roosevelt, got him now. Adrian James was here. Yeah, I think Noel Zone. It was good to see Noel pop in earlier. It's been a dog's age, man. Zathras was here, up in you, and yeah. So yeah, we had a good gang here tonight. I think that's about it. But a world made of cardboard was here as well. Penny was here. Captain Infinity and Beyond was here. Midnight's Oblivion popped in. Simply Steve. And FKH C 2005 was here. And I do believe that would be everyone.
That's everyone in the TARDIS, and we all fit in?
Well, it is infinite on the inside. J-Man was here, of course, but I just shouted him out. Brogu was here, though, yeah.
There you go.
From my hometown. Susan Eckstein was here. Keely Chow rolled in for a bit. And that would be that. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Everyone, don't forget Larry, Larry, my brother Daryl, and my other brother Daryl. So
all the Daryls, yep.
Was watching Evil of the Daleks on. Oh, cool! Wow, on DVD. Did they animate that one too? Oh, did it fit? I think there was some missing in that one. All right. Okay, dokie. So, well, oops, what am I doing? Okay. Well, good night, everybody, and have a fantastic, well, weekend or remainder, almost weekend. Just have a fantastic whatever. Clobber
Yeah.
on.
I just love clobbering time.
All right.
Thanks for hanging in, dude. I
Oh, yeah.
almost played a. Hey, we're still there. We're still here, folks. Bonus time.
Oh,
And,
bonus time. Yep.
Yeah. In that case, since we're still here, we might as well say this to you.
Come get some. Groovy.
And of course,
It's clobbering time.